Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. This is Plus One to Play. I am Ushi Malloy. Virtus Bio is my gamer tag for most things. Today I'm going to be using a Gears of War 3 TDM on Rustlung gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about Gears of War Judgment, a preview of that, and why you should or you shouldn't buy it. Also, I'm going to have a quick brief look at the Sony PS4 event, just to try and give you a short synopsis on that. Let's not diddle-daddle, let's get straight into it now. I'm going to talk about now is the Judgment. Now, Judgment comes out, today is the 28th, so Judgment comes out on the 19th in America and comes out on the 22nd in Europe. So that's an interesting way of doing it. I don't know why they're releasing it earlier there, but it's probably a bigger market. But yes, that's coming out very soon, and it's going to be a lot different to what we're used to if you're a Gears fanboy like myself. It's going to be a lot more Call of Duty-esque is probably the best way to put it. Let's just start off with the negatives and move on to positives. The most disappointing thing about it is that the Locust characters, the evil team, if you like, will not be available for you to choose in the multiplayer in Gears of War Judgment, which is a huge disappointment. It's not right, you know. It's not the kind of. That's not what we've been grown. That's not what we've grown up with Gears of War 4. That's not what we've wanted. We want, you know, the Locust against the Cog. That's what it is. That's what it always will be. But unfortunately, only Overrun you'll be able to do that, and that's a little bit disappointing. But sure, we'll get over it. We're keeping on the multiplayer. They have a new multiplayer coming out. It's going to be called Overrun, and it's basically the Locust against the Cog. Is the only game type where you have Locust against Cog, and then it will be a kind of, the Cog must defend the generator, and the Locust must basically try and destroy the generator as quick as possible. That is the objective of the game. But yeah, that could be interesting. It's basically whoever does it first, whoever does it quickest, will win. And then it's like, you know, you play one time as a Cog, one time as the Locust, and that's how that will work. That's how that will happen. So that could be interesting. That could be an interesting place. I haven't played it, obviously. I don't know what it's going to be like. But it'll be interesting to see what it will be like. And I think it'll be very good. I hope it will be a very good game type. But down but not outs will be available, but only. Recently, only got announced today or yesterday that Maxim, a company, have turned around and said, look, we will give you money to have execution and down but not outs, which is fantastic. So that was one thing that Gears fans were really worried about, that the executions and the down but not outs were going to be gone, and you know, something that made Gears so iconically Gears was that whole thing of executing someone while, you know, with different things, being able to punch the head off them. But so yeah, only in that game mode will it be available. So they said everything else will just be, you know, shoot you down with a rifle and you dead. That's it. It's a bit disappointing, but sure, it's in there. It's still there. So, you know, Gears fans, proper Gears fans, will be able to have their little fix. That's mainly the multiplayer. Nearly forgot. They announced today that there is a or yesterday I should say, there is a VIP kind of like card, kind of like DLC coming out, which it costs about 1,600 Microsoft points, and it gives you some maps, some weapon skins, some character skins, some armor skins, and gives you double XP for the rest of the game. Basically permanent double XP, which is, if you're a Gears fan, is always a good idea. So that's something else there. It costs about 1,600 Microsoft points, which is about $20, £15, and Great British pounds, and about €18, which in the end of the day isn't actually that bad at all. So that's all the multiplayer news. We'll move swiftly on to the campaign. Now, the campaign is going to be hugely different to what we're all used to in Gears of War campaign. There are going to be options to change, to make it a level more difficult. There's going to be cog tags, the Crimson Omen, popped around the place, and if you go over to it and you could say yes, it will make it that little bit harder, and it will give you either, you must do this using, say, a Lancer and a boom shield, or you must only do this with you know, with one player or something like that. They're going to increase the difficulty of your game, and you'll get different things. It would be quite fun. I think that would be fun in the end. It increases the playability of the game. Also, another thing is they're bringing out Smart Spawn. Now, what Smart Spawn is that every time you play a level, no matter how many times you die, you'll never have the same one twice, effectively. I think what it means is that, you know, people, you know, one level you might be going against 3 Cantuses, 4 Brumoks, or not Brumoks, 4 Brumoks, 4 Bloodmounts, and 20 regular Locust drones. But then say you die and you don't do that properly. The next time the enemy will spawn in different places. They will also spawn differently. So you might have 1 Cantus, a Brumok, and 2 regular Locust gunmen. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. How they fix that all up. If they could fix that properly, then we're in business. But that sounds fun. That sounds like it has a lot of replayability, which is fantastic for the game. That is pretty much everything in terms of Gur's Judgment. If I've missed anything, please leave a comment saying, yep, you missed it or something. I'll move swiftly on and just try to give you a short little, what I would call my short synopsis of the PS4, what you need to know, really. It was announced on February 20th that PS4 will come out, and that will come out Christmas of 2013. Massive event in New York, loads of journalists. They invited as many journalists as they possibly could, I assume, there, and it would look like a fantastic production. Basically, in as little or no words, the game itself, the console itself, is going to be a giant gaming computer. It's going to be something that is going to be able to hold amazing amounts of graphics, do loads of small little fiddly things very, very well. It's also one of the main features. The main features about it aren't actually the game or anything. The main features are the share to play, or play to share, I should say, feature it's going to have. You'll be able to upload the last 15 minutes of any game, because it will all be saved onto your hard drive to a Ustream is what they had there. I assume they'll have a YouTube feature, but that could be completely different. I'm not entirely sure. Also, when you download a game, if you download a game, it's not the usual kind of, and you must wait 25 minutes for this to download. It's going to be, this 20 minutes, you download it, and literally as soon as you press download, you can play it, and it will download the first bit, and from then on it will download everything while you're playing it, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think you could not have gotten a better idea from that. That's just making instant gaming. Also, there are a couple of other features, like your friends. If you're at a fairly difficult level and you don't really know what to how to do it or something like that, and your friend has the same game, you can tell him to him. You can turn around to him and say, "Hey, help me out here," and if he can watch you play as well as take over the controller and play for you if you're in a pretty difficult spot. I don't know if I'd want someone playing my game, but that's how half the fun of it is, that you get to play the game yourself. But sure, it's different people. People are just achieving plays. They just want achievements and that's it. Anything else? Any other features that they're going to have? Oh, it's going to connect to social networking from now on. It's going to connect to Facebook and Twitter, I assume, and your profile feature and your name will be there, as well as your gamer tag. A couple of other features. It's going to have a ridiculous amount of graphics and a huge hard drive, so it's going to be a massive, massive engine in the end of the day. It's going to be something that's going to hold all platforms. Probably the most interesting one in terms of game news or game development was that the most interesting thing was probably that Bungie, the creators of Halo, who have been a first-person studio for Microsoft, Microsoft have had them for exclusives and everything, have turned around and said that their new game, Destiny, will be on the PS4 as well. So that's interesting. That was very kind of out of the blue. No one really expected that. In terms of games, your usual games, you know, a couple of other games have come out. Resident Evil said they're announcing a new game. A couple of other Japanese studios have turned out and said what they were bringing out. Plenty more to come. Hopefully Microsoft will come out soon and say this is what they're doing. They didn't show what the PS4 would look like though, which was the interesting thing. Which was very interesting actually, because no one knows what the PS4 is going to look like. So that's also something to look forward to. But this video's wrap it up now. So, but that's pretty much. I think I've hit everything. If I've missed something, please tell me I've missed something. Like, subscribe, comment, everything you can on the video. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.